Hi there, it's Connie here again, coming to you from behind the scenes now for the third episode of my introduction to the Kataluma Adventure Tour. So what you're looking at right now is a recent graphic that I've put together, and it has a lot of symbols and parables and behind the scenes stories represented in this. So let me give you a little explanation of what you see and where we're going with what you see. So first of all, if you look in the background and you see the light bulbs, it's one of the first graphics I began to use when I was diving into the topic of multiple personalities and selves and learning how to express myself. You see all the different emotions on the bulbs, and that can be seen in my mental health blog at godsgracenotes.com. That's where I talk about DID recovery, and that's where I shared the initial diagnosis. Let's see, it was several years ago. It was during the time I was at Squidoo. That's my first initial public declaration of the fact that I have DID. So that's what the light bulbs are about, and those are the topics you can expect to discuss when you see that symbol. And then if you look to the left, you see, of course, the haunted house. That's one of the first pictures I remember drawing during the time I was in outpatient care, and I had been assigned to groups, and I was in group therapy, and it was October, November. It was Halloween time again, and that's a picture I drew of how I felt and where I was headed. It felt like I lived in a haunted house, and everything was just dark and terrifying. And you'll see that picture often as well as we dig through our history. And looking further down, you see the tombstones. See, I was exploring my childhood. I was exploring the death of all my dreams and the emotions that were attached to those. Memories were being triggered, and so there was no rhyme or reason. There was no order to the process at that time, and I felt like a Frankenstein. So when you look at my current image of the Frankenstein, you can see that he is dressed in rags and remnants of the complicated issues that caused my homelessness. So you see how we have lesson plans tied into all of these symbols. So the candles, that is representative of the present day, what I intend to share with you on the Kataluma Adventure Tour. And I'm going to be sharing this on Friday nights with you. I'm going to do a recording similar to this one, and it will be located on my podcast, which is the QR code in the upper right-hand corner. And our topic is social studies, the faith edition. We're talking ACEs, homeless recovery. We're talking trauma-informed friendship and ministry and business. And we're working together to answer the question, how do we become self-healing communities? How can we become a self-healing nation when our world is so full of violence and homelessness and poverty and all of the challenges we're facing? Well, it's just like the advice I received from someone I was talking to during these years, almost 29 years ago now. The suggestion was, start where you are, do what you can with what you have. Because I was speaking my dream for Kataluma. I was speaking my dream and my vision for doing business to help with homeless recovery. And I was a mess. That was that long ago. And I could just see the solutions that I still have in mind today. And when you get into my blog, you will see my interview with Matt Tommy. That was 4 years ago. And I still don't have the manifestation of the dreams that I shared with him at that time, but it's still in process. And I have not given up on the dream. So this is the purpose for my podcast, for all of our work together. And then, as I said before, this is a family-friendly adventure. And even though it's difficult topics, I want to show you the journal that I've created for, this is in my store for Bible journals for children. So there's our Frank. And then the question is, you see the crayons, and I shout out to Crayola. Thank you for those great coloring pages. I use their coloring pages to make my design here. And then the question is, did somebody check with the boss about this? So this is a a tool for parents. This is for you to talk to your children about the issues of domestic violence and poverty and homelessness in America. So we want to talk with our children about all of these issues because we need to solve these problems in America before we can be a better blessing to the rest of the world. So Friday Night Lights is going to be social studies at Connie's house. It's the Kataluma Adventure Tour. And I found the greatest little song that I would encourage you to begin your study sessions with your children. And do not sit on the floor while they're up dancing and singing. Get up and sing and dance with it, because I know most of us are going to recognize this song. Let me start it, the clip that I gathered for you. Do you recognize that? Of course we do. And just wait until you see the video that goes along with it. I love it. Okay, so there we go. There you have it. This is our explainer video, if you will, for Friday Night Lights at the Kataluma Adventure Tour, and I can hardly wait to meet you there. I hope you'll join me. Join our groups on Facebook, follow us on Pinterest and YouTube, and let's talk national problem solving. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen all the way to the end of our story today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. So this will be on the podcast, and this is our presentation for today, November the 4th? 4th. It is the 3rd of November, 2023. I look forward to seeing you again soon. So bye for now.